Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the live stream. Hope all my decoders out there are feeling good today on 4/7. So, we're going to do a stream on 4/7. And we're going to talk about what happened exactly a year ago on 4/7. So, I just figured this was the perfect time. Thank you for the thumbs up, Coffee Girl. Appreciate that. I just figured this was the perfect time to talk about exactly a year ago, right around the Great American Eclipse, and everything that happened a year ago and how it's come together. um you know it's been a year, so I just thought this was a perfect day to reveal one of my decodes I've had in the wings for a while. And basically, we're just going to talk about Freemasonry, the number 47, the king, and yeah, we're going to have fun here. So I just wanted to hang out with you guys again tonight. I always miss hanging out with my peeps. So really, I just do this because I love hanging out with you guys. Let's put it that way. So hopefully you guys also enjoy hanging out with me. And we'll wait a few more minutes to get some people in here, and then we'll get started. But let me get my computer plugged in. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys, I forgot to charge my computer. And now I'm plugging it in now. All right, I think we're ready to go. So, hope you guys are good. And hello to Revelation Watchman in the chat. Hello to Susan. Hello to Bob. Frederick. Hello to Jose Hernandez. Much love to you all. Thank you to all the 31 in the chat. Don't forget to hit the like buttons if you're just getting in. And we're going to give another minute or two. So let's let me remove this from the screen. Revelation Watchman says today is 589 weeks after the Federal Reserve was created. Donald Trump 589. Yeah, you know this is a big number on my channel too, right? You know that the name of my channel on YouTube is Decoding with Cody 589. It's a huge part of XRP, the cryptocurrency. Also, maybe we'll talk a little about the 589 if we get time. But I want to get through this King Charles Cody Rhodes connection first, because again, today is 4/7. My name is Cody, which equals 47. And I just figured it's a perfect day for me to talk about King Charles and Cody Rhodes. And yes, big shout out to Decoding Our Reality, who revealed earlier today in his video that today is 322 Mercury years after the CIA was created on September 18th, 1947. Okay, so we got that 47 again. So that is crazy. Let's just look at that real fast. Since you're bringing that up, that's a good point. So if you go from 1947 on September 18th, and again, this was not my find. This is the find of Decoding Our Reality. But if you go from that date, the founding of the CIA, to today's date, well, first of all, it's 77 years and 201 days since the CIA was founded today. Okay, we know how big the 201 is. But on top of that, it's exactly 322 Mercury years old, right? And today we have markets. Let me just type in markets so you guys can see. I mean, let's just look at the headlines here. Major stock indexes churn as traders try to find bottom. Market plunges on Trump's tariffs. So on the CIA's 322nd Mercury birthday, the markets are plunging, okay? And this is also 77 years and 201 days ago, the CIA. So the markets are seeming to be a sacrificial lamb today for the CIA birthday. And don't forget, the father of Skull and Bones President George W. Bush, he was the head of the CIA, George H.W. Bush. And considering that today is 4-7, like 47, we know that government equals 47, White House 47, president 47, Democrat 47, Republican 47. You guys get the gist, right? Now, all the 47s. Today is 47. The CIA was founded in 47. Today is 322 Mercury years after it was founded. So this 322 is huge, guys. I mean, this 322 is a number that's been coming up a lot lately. And of course, you guys know this number from Skull and Bones and the Brotherhood of Death. But the 201 is also important, because that's a huge number with the Jesuit order and, the Pope. So you could also say today is 77 years and 202 days after the CIA, and Skull and Bones equals 202. And don't forget, George W. Bush, his birthday on 7/6. The Georgia Guidestones fell on 7/6 on his 76th birthday. And Skull and Bones also equals 894. I just got done covering Alex Ovechkin, who scored his 894 goal to tie the record. And that was a Skull and Bones riddle as well. So, yeah, so much to talk about with that. But thank you for bringing that up. I think that was a good way to connect today's date and the markets. I forgot to mention Trump equals 47. And Trump is the reason that these markets are collapsing. Trump and his tariffs. And today, worldwide markets collapsing, okay? So is the world heading into a recession? Well, maybe. Let's see what recession equals. Recession. Okay, recession equals earthquake. Interesting. We just had that earthquake. But yeah, anyway, Trump equals 47. Today is 47. Also, what was I going to say? Let's see how many days today is after Trump's birthday. Let me just look at that real fast. Okay, so today is 297 days after Trump's birthday. Oh, today he turns 287, 280 in days. He turns 28787. That's interesting. That is interesting. But yeah, you guys know there's remember an iPad goat. As far as, let me just cover the markets thing first. Because remember an iPad goat, you had the markets plunge. Right here. And it says right here in the boy's eyes, it says markets plunge. And today is, well, when these markets started plunging was, and big shout out to Joseph Aquaviva, who revealed this before a time. But he said that from the release date of iPad Goat to the markets starting to crash on Friday, look how many weeks, guys. From the iPad Goat with the markets plunging in the boy's eyes to the beginning of the market crash on Friday. Well, during the big crash also happened on Friday. It was 666 weeks and 6 days. And look at what iPad Goat equals in gematria. iPad Goat 2, sorry. iPad Goat 2 equals 666, and it was 666 weeks and 6 days after the iPad Goat released and markets plunging. Now, in the iPad Goat, it mentions right after the markets plunge, there's a bombing on a mosque. So that's super interesting that right after this markets plunge, you have a bombing on a mosque in the video. So it's something to really be looking out for if we get some sort of news about a bombing of a mosque, because that's what follows the markets in IPEC Go. So that's something to keep your eyes out for. No pun intended. Keep your eyes out for, like this kid has markets plunge in his eyes. But the crying, crying for the markets. And that's kind of what's happening today. US markets, world markets, all plunging, all because of this ridiculous tariffs. And just for the record, tariffs or just tariff alone equals 33. Tariff equals 33. Tariffs equals, well, tariffs equals Ukraine, which is interesting. Well, first of all, tariffs equals 47, guys. I forgot about that. Tariffs equals 47. Okay, so, and tariffs equals 474. Today can be written 47 or 74. And today you got this huge tariff market crash on 47 from Trump, who equals 47. So this takes us back to Freemasonry and the 47th problem of Euclid. And that's what we're going to talk about here, connecting to last year, okay? Now, last year on 4-7, this happened. So, okay, a year ago on 4-7, this was the championship win of Cody Rhodes in Philadelphia, the American Nightmare. All right, so now a year later, after the American Nightmare wins, you see the American flag and the fire and the skull and bones, Freemasonry, all kind of rolled into one here. And this happened a year ago, guys. And now a year later, we have the American Nightmare. Stocks plunging, right? America is known for its stocks, its wealth, American Nightmare. So a year ago, right? And this was Cody Rhodes, who is the American Nightmare. And Cody equals 47, of course. And he won on 4-7. And now a year later on 4-7, the Nightmare, right? And Cody Rhodes will be defending his championship in 2 weeks at WrestleMania again, and he will be facing John Cena. And John equals 47, okay? So, and he beat Roman Reigns. And notice how Roman equals 74, which is the backwards 47. Today can also be written 7-4 in most of the world. So we know how big this 47 is, right? And it's not a surprise to me that this event a year ago was pointing to this year and the markets. Because remember, when Philadelphia, this happened in Philadelphia, and when Philadelphia wins a championship like they did this year, the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl, there's always market collapses, okay? So Cody Rhodes won the Super Bowl last year Cody Rhodes won the championship last year in WrestleMania in Philadelphia. The Eagles won the championship this year, and Philadelphia teams winning usually means market crashes, okay? Market collapses. And look at what happened. Look at what's happening, guys. Philadelphia wins, and now we have a market crash, okay? And that was just 2 months ago. That was just 2 months ago that the Eagles won the Super Bowl in the Philadelphia team, right? So, but let's talk about the 4-7 and this crazy information that I've been wanting to share for a while. But I figured that 4-7 is a good time to share this, because this is all going to be really about the 47, okay? And the first thing we're going to talk about is the connection between Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, last year on 4-7, winning the championship. His song is Kingdom, and how it connects to King Charles. Of course, Trump is also 47, but King Charles also is connected to Cody Rhodes super intensely. And we're going to look into that. And we're going to look into the Freemasonry with the eagles, right? With the crown. We're talking about Philadelphia just a minute ago. The eagles here. So let's jump into it. But before I really get into the gist of it, I need to set the stage for the 47th problem of Euclid. And the 47th problem of Euclid is a mathematical key to constructing perfect squares and right angles, reinforcing the theme of order and precision. The 47th problem of Euclid, the Pythagorean theorem, symbolizes order, rigidity, and structure in the physical realm, especially in the context of Freemasonry and sacred geometry. Okay, so the 47th problem represents the square, right? And Freemasonry, of course, has the checkerboards, which is just squares, black and white squares. And the square, again, is the 47 problem is all about constructing the perfect square, okay? So in this decode, we're going to talk about squares, and we're going to talk about 47, okay? So in some Masonic traditions, the Masonic compass is said to be set at 47 degrees, which ties directly to the 47 problem of Euclid, right here, the Pythagorean theorem, which is also significant in Freemasonry. So not only is this compass, the square and compass, because this is a square, right, to draw squares, and this is the compass to draw circles. It's set at 47 degrees. The 47 problem of Euclid connects to the squares, right? Now, the square and the compass comes together to make the squared circle. A compass is a tool to draw a circle. A year ago, we had an eclipse. Now, an eclipse is all about circles, the circular objects in the sky coming together. But the Freemason symbol itself represents the circle and the square, okay? So that's what I'm getting at here is the square and compass represents the square and the circle, okay? So how does the square and the circle connect to Cody Rhodes and wrestling? Guys, why is wrestling such a big topic on my channel? And how is wrestling a Freemason symbol, okay? Because in wrestling, they call the ring the squared circle. Okay, this is the name of the ring in wrestling. A wrestling ring is often called a squared circle. This is a perfect symbol of Freemasonry because the symbol of Freemasonry is the square and compass, which draws the circle. It's a paradox, guys. It doesn't make sense. How can a circle be squared? How can a square be circled? It's not possible. However, it's a paradox. It's the squared circle. The term is widely used in professional wrestling to describe the ring where matches take place. Okay? We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities and spiritual entities. This squared circle represents the wrestling of our life, man. The wrestling of in this world we call life. The wrestling between this and that, and the duality, and the satanic things and the pure things, right? The wrestling ring, okay? The squared circle, the square and compass, all taking place in this reality, which these people believe is built by God. And some would say it's built by, the architect, right? So this whole point is the squared circle. Why am I talking about wrestling? This is going to be an important point to remember as we go through this decode. In this cipher, we're going to use, or in this decode, we're going to use 4 ciphers, okay? Just so we can keep it simple. We're going to use the 2 most basic English gematria ciphers. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way to Z, which is 26. We're also going to use the reduction English cipher, okay? Which is reducing. So normally J is the 10th letter, but in this case, J becomes 1 because 10 is 1 plus 0 equals 1. Okay. And we're going to use the very important Latin or Jewish gematria, which is a take on the old isopsophy, okay, the English version, okay? And then because we're talking about squares and circles, we're going to use a gematria cipher called the squares cipher, okay? And this is very important, guys. There's a reason why I'm using the squares gematria cipher, because we're talking about the squares, okay? So just keep that in mind as we go through. This is very important as to what I'm about ready to show you with the square cipher, okay? So get ready. So Cody Rhodes last year on 4-7, he won the championship. Now, Cody Rhodes dresses a lot like, in my opinion, Cody Rhodes dresses a lot like George Washington. Now, remember, George Washington was a 33rd degree Mason. Notice his military coat. Notice Cody Rhodes' military coat, okay? But also looks like a robe, like a royalty robe, okay? And this is a mixture of royalty and military, okay? So I'm just making this connection between the Freemason symbolism with George Washington and Cody Rhodes' attire, okay? And again, as I showed you before, why is Cody so connected to Freemasonry? Well, Cody equals 47, okay? This is in the basic, simple English gematria. Cody, 47, right? And that is, of course, what I already described to you, connected to Freemasonry, the 47 problem of Euclid, the 47-degree compass. He dresses very Freemasonry-like. He has the phoenix on his attire. I mean, the phoenix degree in Freemasonry. So, yeah. But here's where it gets absolutely crazy, because Cody Rhodes is a symbol for King Charles. Now, why is that? Because King Charles cipher is the CR3. You see this here? The CR and the 3, okay? Now, look at this. Cody Rhodes' old symbol before he became the American Nightmare was CR3. Look, right here, guys. There's your C, there's your R, and there's your 3. Your 3 stripes. You see it? How crazy is that, man? Literally, the CR3 in King Charles cipher and the CR3 in Cody Rhodes logo right here. CR3 stripes. And this 3 stripes represents a military patch, I believe. And the gematria tells us the same, because King Charles equals Cody Rhodes. Wow. I mean, what do you guys think in the chat? Is that not obvious or what? I mean, if this is not obvious to you guys, I don't know what would be. Okay? And I haven't even told you what Cody Rhodes' theme song is called, okay? I haven't even told you what his theme song is called yet. But I've just showed you that the King Charles cipher is the same as Cody Rhodes' old, and they equal the same in gematria. Not only is Cody Rhodes' cipher the same as King Charles' cipher, CR3, Cody Rhodes' theme song is called Kingdom. And the song is written by Downstate. Notice the Downstate has the skull with the crown, right? But let's see what Cody Rhodes says before he enters to his song called Kingdom. What does Cody Rhodes say before his music starts to play? He says, Cody uses the phrase, wrestling has more than one royal family, before his entrance music called Kingdom plays. Okay, so he has the same cipher as King Charles. He equals King Charles. Hey, Paul, come on, Paul. What are you doing here? Don't you acknowledge me, Paul, with this? Because, Paul, you're always trying to get me to acknowledge your finds, right? But do you not see, Paul, that this is clearly what they're representing here, Cody Rhodes and King Charles? Paul, I want to hear what you're saying about this. I want to hear that you also clearly see that this is what they're showing, okay? Because Paul is always saying how I don't acknowledge his stuff, but I definitely acknowledge your stuff. But yeah, so King Charles, Cody Rhodes' song is called Kingdom, and before he enters, he says, "Wrestling." Hey, Paul, that's not enough. That's not enough. But yeah, Paul made an amazing find with me in the Bible a few weeks ago, which blew my mind. So thank you for that, Paul. But Cody uses the phrase wrestling has more than one royal family. That's what he says. Go look it up. Now, Cody Rhodes says that because Cody Rhodes is part of a royal family in wrestling. Cody uses the wrestling has more than one royal family was symbolic as he was asserting that his family, the Rhodes family, has an immense influence on the world of professional wrestling. Guys, what's going on in the chat? Why are people saying that I should take a comment down? What comment? I didn't even see what's going on, but everyone's talking about a comment. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, guys. That's my fault. I am sorry, guys. Wow. So how much did you guys miss? Should I go back? Should I redo the last couple slides? Let me know in the chat if I should redo the last couple slides. Or you guys are still getting the point. I'll just wait for you guys to let me know because I don't want to go back and necessarily cover it, but you guys can get the gist. It's not so hard to understand. All right, cool. So anyways, let's take this all the way back to the wrestling has more than one royal family, okay? Cody's use of the wrestling has more than one royal family is symbolic of the Rhodes family, which he is part of, right? Now look at this, guys. I told you that wrestling is the Rhodes family is the royal family of wrestling, right? And they wrestle in the squared circle. And look at what squared circle equals in gematria. It equals Rhodes family. How about that? Squared circle equals 135 and 63, like Rhodes family. Okay. And again, the squared circle. And don't forget to hit the likes, guys, if you haven't already. But the squared circle is the Freemasonry. You have the square and compass. The square is how you draw a square, and the compass is how you draw a circle, okay? And again, connecting back to King Charles, remember, Cody says wrestling has more than one royal family. And from Cody Rhodes returning to the WWE on April 2nd, 2022, as the prodigal son, to the coronation of King Charles was 5 months and 6 days, guys. Oh, yeah. No, sorry. I said that wrong. It was 5 months and 6 days from Cody Rhodes returning to King Charles becoming king on September 8th, 2022. Guys, royal family equals 56. How about that? What's the chances of that? Considering what I've already showed you about King Charles and Cody Rhodes. And now he comes back to the WWE and returns as this prodigal son 5 months and 6 days before King Charles becomes king, and royal family equals 56. King Charles would then go on to be coronated on May 6th, which is 5-6. Okay. Cody Rhodes made his return to WWE at WrestleMania 38 on April 2nd, 2022, 1 year and 34 days before King Charles was coronated. Cody Rhodes' famous lyric in his song Kingdom is called this: "You took my dreams, but not my name. You'll follow me until the end. I am my kingdom." Guys, I am my kingdom equals 134. Cody Rhodes returned 134 days before King Charles became king, officially coronated, and King Charles III equals 134. Like, I am my kingdom. I mean, wow. How about that? So 5 months, 6 days, like royal family before he became king, 134 after Cody returned to the coronation, which is King Charles III. Okay. And I am my kingdom. So also, Charles equals 66, just like Cody equals 47. Well, why is 66 connected to 47? Well, look at this. Charles equals 66, and 66 is the 47th composite number. Wow. So that means that if you see the 66, that's the 47th composite, and Cody equals 47. King Charles was born on the day with 47 days in the year. Wow. And Cody Rhodes won the Undisputed Championship on 4/7 a year ago. And here we are on 4/7, 1 year later, talking about King Charles and 47 and Cody Rhodes and 47. But again, Charles equals 66. 66 is the 47 composite number. Freemasonry, 47. Charles born the day leaving 47. Cody won the title on 4/7. Cody equals 47. It's so clear. Okay. But this is where we get into the meat of the presentation. This is where you guys need to, this is where it's going to blow your mind right here. So now that we know all these connections between King Charles and Cody Rhodes and Freemasonry, look at this, man. In the Jewish or Latin gematria cipher, ancient and accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry equals 1911. Guys, King Charles was born exactly 1911 weeks before Cody Rhodes. That's the gematria of the ancient and accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry. Wow. Mic drop on this one. And it's going to get even better, guys. Because now that we have this connection between King Charles, Freemasonry, and Cody Rhodes, we're going to take this a step further. And we're going to show you how this reality is a code, man. This is undeniable what I'm about ready to show you. Of course, we show undeniable things in this community all the time. Many channels do this. Cody Rhodes was born in Charlotte. Charlotte is traditionally considered the feminine form of Charles. Oh, wow, man. Are you kidding me? Cody Rhodes, after all I've already showed you between Cody Rhodes and King Charles, Cody Rhodes was born in Charlotte, and that's the feminine version of Charles? Guys, the Scottish rite of Freemasonry, which connects to Cody Rhodes and King Charles by 1911 weeks, because that's how far apart they were born, the ancient and accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry was founded in Charleston. Again, let's drop the mic again, man. You're telling me Cody born in Charlotte, which connects to Charles, and Scottish rite of Freemasonry was founded in Charleston. While the Scottish rite of Freemasonry originated in France, Charleston, South Carolina in 1801 is indeed the birthplace of the Scottish rite in America and it played a key role in organizing and institutionalizing the rights practices in the country. I mean, think about that. Like, Cody just happens to be born in Charlotte. And this is where we need to drop the mics, and our jaws are going to, this is where my jaw dropped, man. So now that we've made the connection between King Charles, Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, and Cody Rhodes, let's see how many days or weeks Cody Rhodes was born after the founding of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry in Charlotte, Charleston. Guys, from the founding date of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry in Charleston, South Carolina on May 31st, 1801, to the birth of Cody Rhodes in Charlotte was 2209 months exactly. Guys, 2209 is the 47th square. Oh my gosh. Do you guys understand what I'm showing you right here? Oh my gosh. Think about this for a second. I just talked about the Freemasonry, the square and compass. Cody Rhodes is wrestling in the squared circle. His name equals 47. From the birth of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry in Charleston to the birth of Cody Rhodes is the 47th square. Exactly. It's on the nose, man. On the exact, no extra days, 2209 months, the 47th square. I mean, this blew my mind because you got to understand, this is the gematria of Cody. This is how he connects to the 47. Guys, this was founded in 1801. How could it be so possibly perfect with this perfectly 47 square? And this connects back to Charles, who was born 1911 weeks exactly before Cody. That's the gematria of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, 1911. And this is where it should drop your jaw more, because the band that sings Cody's song called Kingdom, that in the square cipher, guys, the band that sings his song equals 2209, the 47th square. Cody was born 2209 months after Freemasonry. And the band that sings his song equals 2209 in the squares cipher. Guys, Cody was born 2209 square after Freemasonry. The band that sings his song equals 2209 in squares. What? Like in the cipher that connects to the square, it's just like, what the world? I can't believe it. Well, I can believe it because we've seen some crazy things, but that's just wild, man. And look at this. This all connects to the golden ratio in King Charles, because King Charles is the 1618 guy, right? Ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equals 1911. 1911 is the golden ratio composite number. 1911 is the 1618 composite. King Charles equals 1618. King Charles III equals 1618. And 1618 is the 1362 composite. And Freemason in squares equals 1362. Wow. So the ancient and the accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry equals 1911. 1911 gets us the 1618. In squares, King Charles equals 1618. 1618 is the 1362 composite. In squares, Freemason equals 1362. I mean, this slide right here, you guys might take you a bit to digest what I'm showing you here, but that's ridiculous. We started with this 1911, and we got all the way back to the 1362, which is Freemason. All right. And King Charles connects perfectly with that. And this should remind you that the middle name of the King James Bible founder, supposedly, is Charles. Yes, the middle name of King James is James Charles Stewart. And remember, James Charles Stewart released the King James 1611 Bible. The upside down of 1611 is 1911, and that is the amount of weeks between King Charles and Cody Rhodes. 1911. Ancient and accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry. 1911. And again, just flip the 1911 upside down, you get the King James 1611. And again, that's the middle name of King James is Charles. And again, this all goes back to the Bible, of course, but I just wanted to make this full circle because you have to understand that these people are perfectly scripted into this reality. And God is the one in charge of this at the end of the day, okay? People only have as much control as they think they have, which isn't much. So their control is just illusionary, really. But at the end of the day, this is wild. Cody Rhodes, born 2209 months after the Scottish Rite, and that's the 47 square. And again, the 47 is the whole decode I talked about, how this all connects back to the squared circle, right? And the fact that the squared cipher actually ended up being part of this decode is wild. I mean, Cody's song equals 2209 in squares, which is the 47 square. So yeah, so this I've been holding on to this decode for a while, but I figured on 4/7 it was a perfect day to the 1-year anniversary of Cody Rhodes winning. I figured it was a perfect day to cover this. So let me know what you guys think. If you think that's not amazing, I know you guys think it's amazing, but you guys are just getting used to this, right? You guys are getting used to all these crazy synchronicities. It's kind of becoming like numbing. But for me, I never get numb to amazing synchronicities. I always find excitement in these things. But and that leads us back to today, guys. Today is 1 year after this. And now we have this market stuff. And this all connects back to Trump. Trump equals 47, right? And in fact, if you go to the standard cipher, or is it Latin? Yeah, so in the Jewish cipher, the Latin cipher, Trump equals 470. And Trump in reverse equals 47. So, of course, on 4/7, you have Trump's tariffs, which equals 47. And I wouldn't be surprised to see something going on with Ukraine because Ukraine also equals 47. Ukraine equals tariffs. So yeah, look at that. Tariffs equals Ukraine in all 4 ciphers. So I don't know, guys. I would be surprised if we see something connected to Ukraine because these tariffs and Ukraine and tariffs equals exactly the same. You guys can see I've been messing around with other things here. But just wait till I show you what I'm finding on the Great Pyramid of Giza. And I want to take my channel to a whole nother level, okay? I'm tired of mediocrity here. Like, let me just lay out on you guys a mission statement for this channel going forward. I've done a lot of great things on this channel, but I've also done a lot of crappy things. Okay? I mean, not all of my decodes have been great over the years, but I think I've gotten better. Okay. God has given me a gift, and in fact, I wouldn't even find any of this without God's help. I mean, there's no Cody without God. There's no Cody without Jesus. There's no Cody here at all. Okay. But I feel like I'm called to continue revealing more secrets. And I want to dive deeper into this thing. And the reason I want to do that is because there's something very spectacular about this pyramid. And in fact, Archaics, big shout out to Archaics, right? He's revealing this. I can't even take credit for this. But what we're going to talk about in the coming videos sometime soon, we're going to talk about the measurements of the inner chamber of the Great Pyramid. And I'm going to show you how our reality, our entertainment seems to be connected to Mr. S says I'm talking like heel Cena. Yeah, I'm turning heel, Mr. S. That's funny. I'm turning heel now. I'm going John Cena on you guys. But if you guys haven't seen this video, if you guys want to understand what I'm going to be talking about in the coming videos, I would recommend watching this video by Archaics called Great Pyramid is Nemesis Technology, Sister of Typhon. And this video reveals the inner measurements of the inner chamber of the Great Pyramid, okay? And let's not overlook that the Great Pyramid of Giza equals 201. And this number is arguably one of the most important numbers that most of us decoders talk about. 201, the Great Pyramid of Giza. And the address for the new One World Trade Center is 285. And notice that Great Pyramid of Giza equals 285. But I just want to get you guys to look at this, because we're going to talk as soon as I find more, because I'm going to take Archaics info, which is already mind-blowing enough. So I don't know if you guys understand this or not, but let's just kind of go over this. And again, this is not my work. This is all Archaics. I'm never going to take credit for finding this. This is one of the most mind-blowing things. If you guys truly understand this fully, this should be one of the most mind-blowing things you've ever seen. Okay? I want you guys to pay attention, because it's not easy to understand at first. So this right here is the inner chamber of the Great Pyramid. All right? And the measurements of this inner chamber are pointing to us years. Okay? They're telling us a calendar of world events in this inner chamber. And Archaics proves this in this video. So you guys got to go watch the video. But the starting point is here at the bottom of the chamber. This is the beginning of the, and again, I don't know how to, and I don't care if you guys think that if Archaics is an agent or not. I mean, everyone has their opinions, but what he's showing here is not just this. It's about the information. I don't care who it is that's sharing the information. I just want good information, and this is good information. Okay. So from the central axis to the top of to the top of this part, which is the floor of the king's chamber. This is the king's chamber. The floor of the king's chamber is 990 to the top of the queen's chamber, and 666 to the bottom of the king's chamber. Okay. And this represents years. Okay. And it's hard to explain, but and then you go 340 inches, which represents another 340 years to the top of this, right? And then you slope down 1836 inches, and then you go down another 39 inches, and then you come back around, and then you go up one final time to where we started, which is 144. So 1902, guys. So here's the events, guys. The construction of the Great Pyramid, 2905 BC, starting right here, going up to the top of the chamber right here, okay? You get this event, 2239 BC, Phoenix Reset, the Great Deluge, right? The flood. Sloping down, it's a bit hard to understand this diagram, to be honest. So, but once you look at it, you'll understand it. So sloping down, you get to Jerusalem and Rome falls. Jerusalem falls to Rome in 63 BC, okay? And then you follow the next amount of years down to 277. That's where Emperor Probus of Rome conquers the Goths, okay? So these big events in world history coincide with these measurements in the pyramid. And the big point is here when we come back around. So when we come back around to where we started, we reach 1902. And 1902 is the year of the Phoenix deposits, the mud flood, the hidden reset is what Archaics calls it. But 1902 is one step away from the end. In order to get to the end, we need to go another 144 years. And 144 years takes us to 2046. So guys, 2046, the year of the last year encoded in the Great Pyramid, okay? So that's all I'm going to leave you with here, and there's way more. And in fact, I'm probably going to try to create a better chart because this chart is a bit confusing, okay? I just feel like there's a better way to create this chart so it's less confusing. It makes sense to me because I've looked at it long enough, but just to show it to you guys now, it's probably confusing. Let me know in the chat if you guys have any understanding of what I'm talking about, or if you guys are just completely confused. Type a 1 in the chat if you guys are completely understanding me. Type a 2 in the chat if you guys are a bit confused. And type a 3 in the chat if you guys are completely lost. How about that? Coffee Girl says she followed along. Okay. All right, got lots of ones. I know you guys are smart, so got lots of ones in the chat. So thank you guys. So at any rate, this is just an introduction to what I'm going to talk about. And again, this all stems from Archaics video. So again, go watch this video. It was posted 12 days ago. It's called Great Pyramid is Nemesis Technology. But here's where it's going to get interesting. And now we're going to talk about why I think Jurassic Liars is on point also. So let's So Jurassic Liars talks about Elvis, the king, right? And this is important, guys, because I believe that the Great Pyramid being encoded, leading to the King's Chamber, as I just showed you, right here. This is a more light up diagram of it. But remember, I told you the measurements of the leading to the bottom of the King's Chamber, right? And where did Elvis Presley die? Okay. Elvis Presley died in Memphis. All right. Now, Memphis has a replica Memphis has a replica right here, you see? And we're talking about the real Great Pyramid, which has the king's chamber. Okay? Right here's the bottom of this is the king's chamber, here's the queen's chamber. Right? But going up from the bottom to the bottom of the king's chamber is a total of 1565 inches to the bottom of the king's chamber. So get ready for this, guys. From the bottom of the pyramid to the bottom of the king's chamber is 1565 inches, which represents 1565 years. What is the gematria of Elvis Aaron Presley? Oh, sorry, guys. It's 1656. Sorry, I was saying the number wrong. Look at this. 1656 is the gematria of Elvis Aaron Presley. That is the measurement of this distance. I just showed you that. I wish I could go back. Let me go back. Shoot, hold on. Hold on a second. I'm just letting the ad play because I don't want to get a copyright for this ad. Let me go back to show you guys this. All right, right here. I don't know if you guys can see this right here, but it says 1656 is the sum of 990 plus 666. That's the amount of inches from the bottom to the top to the king's chamber, okay? 1656. But it's split in two because it goes up 990 inches and then the rest of it is 666. All right? So why is that important? Because Elvis Aaron Presley not only equals 1656, which is the total number of inches, but in gematria, Elvis Aaron Presley not only equals the total amount of inches to the top of the king's chamber, it also equals 99. And remember, I told you that in the center, it's split at 990 inches, like 99, right? Like Elvis Aaron Presley equals 99. And Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216. 216 is 6 times 6 times 6, guys. That's the other measurement. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. Elvis Aaron Presley equals 1656, the total inches. It equals 99, like the split half to the top of this part, the Queen's Chamber, and then 666, which is 216, which is the gematria of Elvis Aaron Presley. Now look at this. The king that built this, supposedly built this, look at his name, guys, Khufu. Look at this. Whoops. Khufu equals Elvis. Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? I just told you how the inner chamber measurements of this pyramid to the king's chamber aligns with Elvis Aaron Presley. And now the king who built the pyramid, Khufu, equals Elvis. I mean, where's my mic drops, guys? This is like, this is taking two different channels. Okay, I'm taking two different channels who do amazing work, right? Jurassic Liars. Right here, Jurassic Liars, who talks about Elvis, right? And Archaics, who has mapped out the inner chamber of the pyramid. And I'm connecting this with Elvis and the pyramid. Like, not to mention, I already told you that Elvis died in Memphis. Now look at this, guys. Hold on. The Return of the King, The Fall and Rise of Elvis Presley. That was a documentary that was released last year on November 13th, one day before King Charles' birthday. Remember, we started out talking about King Charles and Cody Rhodes. Now we're talking about King Elvis. And we're talking about King Khufu. But look at this. This is super coded. Elvis Aaron Presley's name equals 216, which is 6 times 6 times 6. The full title of that documentary, Return of the King, The Fall and Rise of Elvis Presley, equals 216. That documentary was based off of Elvis's Singer Presents Elvis Special 68's Comeback Special. Look at what that equals, guys. 216. So the documentary, the full title of the documentary equals 216 in the same cipher as the event that Elvis had. Right? Singer Presents Elvis 68 Comeback Special, right? I mean, what are the odds of that? What are the odds? And again, I told you that Khufu equals Elvis in all four ciphers. And I told you that the measurements of the inner chamber of the Great Pyramid point to Elvis Aaron Presley. One more time. Sorry, I just want 3 ciphers. Okay, so again, Archaics tells us, and Archaics should not be taken lightly. His research is by far better than any of us here. Okay, there's no one doing more and has done longer research than Archaics, and he's telling you that this inner pyramid is coded in the years. Okay, but I told you that from the bottom of the chamber to the top to the bottom of the king's chamber is 1656 inches. That's Elvis Aaron Presley. Also, that 1656 inches is split into 990 inches, like Elvis Aaron Presley equals 990, and 666 inches. That's 216, 6 times 6 times 6. Okay? So his 3 numbers are coded into this thing right here. And then we find out that Khufu, who built the pyramid supposedly, literally equals Elvis in almost 4 out of 4 ciphers. And then we find out that Elvis died in Memphis, where they have a replica of this pyramid. And everything that they do is connected to this Elvis. I mean, look, even the name Chipos, he's also known as Chipos, however you say that, or Cheops. That also equals 216. So Cheops equals 216 as well, like Elvis Aaron Presley. And in his actual name, Khufu, equals Elvis. And let's not overlook that Cheops equals Charles. And I've already shown how King Charles and Elvis Presley are connected in prior videos. But yeah, you can see it right here, 66, 30, 30, 42, 24. I mean, that's pretty darn close. And again, if you guys go back and watch my older videos about how King Charles is connected to Elvis Presley, then you guys will understand why I'm connecting King Charles to this, because it's all about kings, man. We're talking about King Khufu. We're talking about King Elvis, the return of the king. But we're talking about the inner chamber of the pyramid and the king's chamber. So this is, guys, and you guys got to go watch this video and try to understand it. We need to take our knowledge in this community to another level. And I think Archaics is the only one that's going to help us do that, because Archaics is the only one that's put in years of real history. He studied real history, not Google searches. He studied books. He studied books that many of us could never even get our hands on now. Okay? So this guy, what he's showing you and how these measurements of this pyramid connects to the end of days in 2046, the Phoenix Nemesis object, and how each of these events are lined out. Even if you don't like Archaics, even if you think he's a shill, I don't care. The information is what you should be focusing on. I don't care who Archaics is. I only care about the info. And the info says this is undeniable, okay? And if we talk about Jurassic liars, who's also often overlooked, you're telling me that Archaics and Jurassic liars have found the connection to Elvis and King Khufu, and that Elvis somehow is a symbol of this pyramid and the king's chamber? Like, I haven't even began to scratch the surface of this, but I'm here to bring people together in this community. I am done with all the bickering. I am done with all the people saying, this guy's a shill, this guy's a shill. I don't care. It's about the information, guys. I don't even care if you guys acknowledge me. Like, again, in this video, I was joking when I said acknowledge me, because it's a joke from wrestling. Roman Reigns used to say, acknowledge me. I don't want to be acknowledged. I want the information to be acknowledged. I want the info to shine. I don't care about the people. I don't care about who's sharing the information. I love the people that are sharing the information. I love all you guys, but the info is more important than the people, okay? The info is what we're here to bring this info together, right? So it's like, I just want the info to shine. And if you guys can't see that I'm more about the info than I'm about the people, then I think you guys can tell that, right? So I get that there's people out there that are trying to take advantage of you. That's true. I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't have discernment about people, but I'm saying that I'd rather find out what the truth is here in the information. And some people have pieces of the puzzle that we can't just discard them because they have pieces, right? So, and we also got Widow's son in here. He's saying I'm a con artist. Did I say that, Sean? Or are you saying I said that? I definitely don't think you're a con artist. I hope I didn't come off like I'm telling you you're a con artist, because you're also sharing some of the best information online. Like, who's finding better connections than you right now? Like, I also agree with that. So, but like, I hope I didn't come off like I'm calling people con artists or saying that. I just don't like that people are always focused on the person sharing the information than the actual information. Like, that's all I'm saying. Again, Paul, the information is proven. Go watch Archaic's channel. I can bet you've never read a book about chronology in your life. So if archaics has gone back, and I don't know, maybe you maybe you have read chronology, but my guess is that you don't have the back history of reading hundreds of books while you're in prison to stand up to archaics. But what you showed me, Paul, with the biblical ID was absolutely phenomenal. I'm not saying that you don't have great information. I'm just saying that certain information needs to be. I just think we all have pieces, man. Paul, you have a piece. I have a piece. Sean has a piece. Archaics has a big piece. Jurassic has a piece. Joseph Aquaviva has a piece. Even Zach Hubbard has a piece. Everyone has pieces of this, man. And we're trying to put the puzzle together, okay? And I want to be the guy putting the puzzle together, which means I take the pieces and I put the puzzle together, okay? That's what I'm trying to do. How are you supposed to understand what's really going on in our reality? So, like, I just don't, I don't know. Much love to Joseph Aquaviva, who's in the chat. Another person who has a piece of the puzzle, right? And Obama is super connected to this. I just don't know if I have the energy to get into it, but what just happened with the goal scoring record the other night is connected to Obama and connected to Elvis. And, but yeah, like I said, everyone has the pieces here, man. And I just think that what Archaics is showing here, whether you think he is a deceiver or not, which you guys can decide for yourself, he's gone back and looked at history, and he sees that all of these events are lining up with this pyramid, okay? And here's your proof right here. And if you want to go back and watch his other videos, see, the reason that you can tell that his information is clean is because he has so much information that's even hard to understand. You can't just watch Archaic's video and immediately get what he's talking about. You have to actually go through and watch his videos and try to understand it, man. I've been a subscriber of him for years, and I still don't half understand anything he's talking about. But I understand this, and I understand how this might connect to Elvis Presley, which is wild because another person in this community, Jurassic, is also always talking about Elvis. It's Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. And I just put two and two together when I looked at this pyramid and I saw this measurement and I saw that Elvis Presley, Aaron Presley equaled 1656, right? And it just hit me like, wow, is this connected to Elvis, right? Because that's the inches of measurement of the pyramid. From here to here is the beginning path, right? And eventually we get back around to 2046, which is the end of this timeline, okay? And so I've already gone over this enough, but again, Paul, I gave you a bone in this video because you had amazing finds in the other. I talked about your King Charles. I talked about your King Charles thing that you want to talk about. So again, I'm not, you can think what you want about him. If you don't like him, that's up to you. I don't know why you're out of patience. Why are you so bitter, Paul? You just seem so bitter, man. Bitterness is not what you want, man. You want I don't know. You just seem so bitter. And I'm only saying that because I don't want you to be so bitter, man. I want you to actually have some love and some, even if you don't agree with somebody, it doesn't mean you should be so bitter. Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm not on a self-righteous period. This has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with sometimes in the comments, you're attacking people and you seem bitter and you seem like you're just out to attack people and prove that you have all the truth. Paul, do you think that you have all the truth? That's my only question, because it seems just sometimes it seems like that's what you think. I'm not trying to be self-righteous. I'm just telling you the truth, man. That's it. I don't know if people in the chat agree, but I mean, I can't be the only one seeing that, because I've seen you in other chats of mine, like attacking people and saying that people are horrible people, and like, you don't even know these people, man. You don't even know archaics. You don't know me. You think you know me. What you guys see on this channel is not me. I have a life. I have flaws. I have I'm not perfect. I'm nothing. Okay? I'm just here to be a vessel of God and share information, and hopefully I'm doing a good job at it. And hopefully I'm not being whatever Paul just called me. So I hope you guys don't feel that about me. If I am, I will change. I will get better. I don't want to sound like that. I just want to show information. Do I sound like Cody Rhodes? Somebody says I sound like Cody Rhodes. That would be funny if I sound like Cody Rhodes. Considering I've already shown so many connections with me and Cody Rhodes. But much love to everyone in the chat. I love you guys. Because I really do. You guys are my family. You know what I do this for now? I don't even do this necessarily just to share you guys information. I do this because all of you guys are my friends and family, man. Like, this is how I get connection with you guys. So thank you guys for the hearts. And my mom's in the chat. My mom's sending me a heart too. So I love you, Mom, and I miss you. But yeah, also Coffee Girl, much love to you. You're always in here, always so supportive. And yeah, so big shout out to Coffee Girl, one of my best subscribers. And again, Dirk Sinks says he's not a fan of Jason. You don't have to be a fan of Jason. You just have, again, the information that I'm showing, I'm just taking his info and trying to show how it connects to somebody else's decodes. And I think that we can find some common ground here. And we're up to an hour and 18 minutes. I know I wanted to get Sean from Widow's Son on, but Widow's Son, are you wanting to do a stream with me and talking about what happened with Ovechkin? I guess it's a bit late now for me to do it now, but make sure you guys go check out his channel, Widow's Son, one of my best friends. He says he could talk for a bit, so yeah, let's go for a little bit, and let's talk about what happened the last few days with Ovechkin. I think that's what he wants to share a bit of, so maybe we can. I've been talking too much, so we'll let somebody else talk. And thank you to the 150 of you that are in the chat right now. I really appreciate you guys. So we're going to have Widow's Son on here for a bit. And you guys know that since the beginning of last year, me and Widow's Son have been doing a lot of stuff together. And also, I think we're going to have another roundtable soon. I'm going to have to talk to Ball Don't Lie. Actually, isn't Ball Don't Lie's video with Rambo tonight?
It's tomorrow.
What?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you say something
Okay.
about tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. The
Oh,
AJ and Rambo.
okay, guys. So yeah, just a reminder.
Oh,
Let me bring up AJ's channel real fast. Let me do a little plug because tomorrow is the premiere of Ball Don't Lie, guys. This channel right here. He's going to be having Rambo tomorrow on the anniversary of the eclipse, April 8th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so that's where you guys want to be tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna see Rambo again, so that should be awesome. But thanks, Sean, for reminding me that was tomorrow. I thought it was today for some reason.
yeah, no worries, man. Um,
Looks like you're enjoying some grub, huh?
yeah, man, it's so cool. Today's my first day at this new job. It's in like such a way cooler place than like where I was working, and then it's like right across the street from like a really nice mall. Like it's just like so nice to be here. And I don't usually go and go out to eat that often, but like for my first day, I wanted to kind of celebrate a little bit and just spoil myself. So
Yeah. So what restaurant are you eating at?
it's a Japanese restaurant,
Oh
and
man, dude,
yeah,
you're speaking to me right now. I've been really wanting Japanese. Me and my girlfriend today were actually in a mall, and we almost got Japanese, but we decided to go to this like buffet across the street, which because right now we're in Sarajevo, it's the capital of Bosnia. So like we actually
okay,
have a lot of my girlfriend's vegetarian, so we always have issues with her finding food, but because we're in like the big city now, like all these hotels and malls and all these places around, she actually has some actual options to eat. So I'm
okay,
actually happy about that. But we almost the point of the story is we almost got Japanese also. So
damn, that's funny. But wait, so was it a vegetarian buffet?
no, but it's a buffet that has like a lot of options. Like it's this
Oh,
huge mall, but it's like has like 3 levels of like buffet bars, and it's crazy, man. Like
oh,
they're really going all out here with this. Like you have all these different foods and like cakes on one end, and like you have a
mm,
supermarket on the bottom, and then like on the top you actually like you sit and eat, right?
mm,
So it's nice to be in a place for once that we travel to, because normally when we come to these countries, when we leave Germany, they're always we always go to like these tourist areas, but they're smaller cities and there's not so many options to eat, you know.
yeah,
So the fact that we're actually here now in a bigger place, like it's better for her. So for me, I
yeah,
can eat anything, man. I just like food, but
yeah.
um, and
Yeah, me
I
too.
kind of went vegetarian for a while, but I do eat meat now again because I just found that I feel better. So
Oh yeah, no, it definitely gives you like that like energy you really need, in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah. I
Um,
tried going vegetarian for a while, man, and I just it's not like I eat a lot of meat still, but I definitely eat enough to make sure that I feel better because at some
yeah.
points it was like I started feeling crap.
Oh
So
man. Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories like that.
well, is there? I'm sure you got some stuff to
Yeah,
share,
yeah,
so we'll let you share some stuff.
yeah. We could just. I mean, I did share. It, I premiered it this morning, but I mean, like, yeah, I'm down to go over it again, and it's really brief too, so it won't take up that much time. And are you able to like if I tell you some numbers, are you able to punch it in just to like show it?
I was thinking, could I
Oh yeah, you
just
can do that too. Yeah, you can do that
could
too.
I just like bring your video up and then click
Yeah,
through it? I wonder
yeah,
if that would
perfect.
be.
So I guess just some backstory. Yeah, this is regarding the not the record break which happened yesterday, but it's specifically about the tie. Um, when Ovechkin tied Gretzky at 894 goals, and I wanted to post it sooner, but I was a little busy. Um, I didn't realize that he was going to break the record so soon after. But anyways, yeah. So the tie was on 4-4, and I I mean, at first I just had an idea that it had to do with all this bridge stuff that like we've been talking about. We've been talking about in different ways, but we've still, I think it shows that this bridge thing there's something to it if you can see it from so many different angles, and I think that's pretty apparent. So I was looking at, I was also thinking about the connection between bridges and the Masonic arch, which I made a video about a few videos recently, or a few videos back. And so as you can see, the middle, the capstone of that is the symbol of Cancer, right? So 69. I'm pretty sure almost everyone here is familiar with that. So, what was the first thing that I did? I'm trying to remember. Can you click on the like a few? I already forgot what it was.
Like click forward a bit.
A little bit. Yeah, until I'm trying to remember what the first thing was. That first connection.
Is it this?
I remember. Yes, that's it. Okay. So yeah, the first two ciphers, it's 104 and 50, right? And then, so I converted that into the date October 4, 50. So when you go from that date to the game, where they tied at 894 goals, is 894 months exactly. So that's like,
Yeah.
That was just a hunch I had, and then I checked it, and I was like, "What the heck?" So that just matches so perfectly with what happened, because it's like they tied, or he tied the record on that day. So it was like he bridged the gap between himself and Wayne Gretzky. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
it was closed.
And the fact that this bridge stuff has been so big, especially with Pope Francis recently, and the Golden Gate stuff, and then the bridge stuff is just like always there, and it really does look like the Masonic arch really does look like a bridge when I see it, especially just like looking at the top of it. It looks like it reminds me of a bridge for sure.
I mean, it's the, when we think about it, it's like, the two pillars, and then that capstone is what bridges them together to create the whole. So it definitely it dives deep into the spiritual meaning behind it. Like just like the division, the illusion of division, when there's really just, it's all just one thing, but the capstone is what brings it all together. But now, just to add on to that, now go to the slide where I think it's like the next one, or it's going to show like where it talks about the 105th degree. I think it's that one. Yep. Okay. So the capstone, so considering that the 69 is the symbol of Cancer, like the middle degree of Cancer. So Cancer is from 90 degrees to 120 degrees. So the middle degree, which would be representative of that capstone, is 105 degrees of the ecliptic, 105. So when you put those two together, the 105 and that 69, so can you actually look up on the Gematria so it might be more vibrant, because I think when I have it in the video it's kind of small, but can you just go from October 5th, 69 to the day of the game?
October 5th, 69 to 4/6.
And then you have to add the day that they tied, or he tied it, so 4/4.
Yeah, it was exactly 666 months.
So I mean, I just find that so hard to believe that both of those things with both references to like all that could be true and just like be a random cool, like not mean anything, you know?
No, definitely. I mean, definitely not, because not only did you get the 894 from the other one, but you got the other big number. I mean, of course, this number is always involved with.
Yeah. And then
I
it's
mean,
perfect. Also, it's perfect. Also, like with what you showed of the breaking the record, how that
yeah,
how that connected so much to Back to the Future, and Back to the Future essentially is is a symbol of that whole thing as well, with the timelines like the present and past becoming one, or like just like the merging of timelines and the first and the last. Like I guess Gretzky representing the first, Ovechkin representing the last, and they came together as one. And so the fact that when he broke the record had to do with Back to the Future, I feel like that corroborates even more this whole thing about the bridge and the two becoming one.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, the way you take, for some reason, I guess my mind just isn't creative enough sometimes, but like whenever I try to do your method, like of taking numbers and making dates, I don't get like I hardly ever get a perfect like measurement like you do. I just don't know how you do it, man. Like I do it. I try it, but like I'll say, okay, well, let me just take this number and make a date. It's like it seems like this should be the number, you know. I can't give you an example because I don't remember what the last thing I did was, but like I'm
Right.
just I'm just saying that I've tried it before. And I think maybe like once or twice I've gotten like a perfect like land like you, but like not like you do like constantly, man. Like I think you're just creative enough that it's or you're being guided enough that like it's or you just mastered your technique so well that like you really can't you never miss with it. Like, well, I'm sure you do miss it sometimes. You don't get what you're looking
No, yeah,
for,
for sure. Yeah, definitely.
but like with the amount of times that you do that and the amount of times you find the exactly like the fact that it was 894 from where you measured from is not a coincidence, and it just again shows that it just shows that you're being guided along that, you know. And so apparently I just need to master the technique more. I probably just need to practice it more. I don't do it enough, but like
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It'll definitely come to you for sure. But at the same time, maybe because the stuff that you do, like I actually have a hard time finding really strong meanings with just like smaller numbers like you do. Like that's my, and I think maybe it's like we are just being guided in different ways. Because like I like yeah, like that's just that technique just happens to just resonate with me really well, and it comes like the results I find it just they fall into my lap really like they like that 894 thing that was like a first try, and I was just like when I saw it I was like you gotta be kidding me. So
that
it's
was
like
your
I
first
think
try, huh?
yeah, because I mean
Wow.
because I always whenever I think about like I use that 104 and 50 a lot, like when comparing stuff, because like when I think about something like that, whenever there's like a bridge connection or something that has to do with two becoming one like that, like that always pops into my head because I've seen other examples where those like that date is connected to stuff like that because of that gematria. So it's something I use that one pretty often.
Yeah.
But another thing I guess I could show is the thing with the earthquake that same day. Also keep in mind that Cancer is equals 44, and that it was on 4/4, right?
There was an earthquake that day, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it was that day. Yeah. Yeah. So the 6.9 earthquake that day, and also earthquake equals 1691, which I'm 100% confident now that is the 1691 is like representative of that whole picture with the two pillars
Oh,
and then the
wow.
69 in
Yeah,
between.
yeah. I caught this earlier, but I didn't get the symbolism of it until just now. That's like the that's the freaking like
The whole thing. The whole
Pillars.
thing.
That's like the gate, man. That's like the Golden Gate. Like, that's your two gates, and then your spiral in the middle, like your spiral is 69.
Yeah, it's
And
like it's literally like that picture right there.
yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
And yeah, yeah. So I was like, the fact that it was a 6.9, I was like, wow. And then like it's like double. I just feel like it's double coded because it was like a 6.9. Also, earthquake is 44.
Yeah.
So
Well, and what's crazy about that too, I think that was the day that Trump announced that he was going to extend the TikTok ban till my birthday, which is also 619. Well, it's
oh
kind of
yeah,
like those numbers there.
oh yeah, you're right.
In fact, every number in my entire birth date is all 6 1s and 9s. I don't have any other number in my entire birthday because I'm born in 1990. So
Oh, that's
I mean,
right.
I guess I got a 0 in there, but all the actual like not 0 numbers are just all 6 1 and 9.
Yeah, and then also I guess talking about the day that he broke the record. I think I believe that that was the day Pope Francis came out of the hospital, right?
The day he broke the record.
Yeah, the 6th. I think that's the day that there was like. I
Well,
think I saw that he said he came out of the hospital, but maybe I was off by
well,
a day
no,
or
he
something.
came out of the hospital on 3/23, I think, but I think he made his first appearance in public
Oh, that's
since
right.
then.
That's right. That's
On
right.
yeah, and that makes sense because he had all those portals, and then he went to the hospital, and he came out, and now he's appearing like right on that same day. Like, how perfect is that?
Yeah. So I guess I was kind of pointing to that bridge stuff too, and Father and Pope Francis, Pope meaning Father and Pontiff meaning bridge. Like,
Yeah,
so
exactly. Like
the bridge stuff is so good.
that's probably why you're like you're spot on with the bridge stuff because and you know this was connected to iPet Goat, all this stuff that's happening because all this stuff was like 666 weeks after the release, and you know that was made by Heliophones, and I just realized today that Heliofont is like a perfect match to Golden Gate. So like there's definitely something there. In fact, it's a perfect match to Golden Gate in standard Latin and like the 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. So
Oh, wow.
like there's no doubt in my mind that this whole that whole iPad Goat video is connected to the Golden Gate, like because the name of the people that made it was Heliofont. So
Yeah.
but
And
again that ties back to the bridge thing and then what you just did because again I don't know what's going to happen with the bridge, but they released that article about 68 bridges 68 days before the Golden Gate's 88th birthday, right?
yeah.
And now we just had this this 8 stuff going on, and I'm just wondering because Kim Jong-un, I know there's that one guy I always tell you about that wrote a book about the Golden Gate Bridge and how he thinks that there will be an attack by Kim Jong-un on the bridge.
Yeah, 7154, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like a coincidence that it was 88 days after Kim Jong-un's birthday when he broke the record, which was also Elvis's birthday, which is also why I started getting on Elvis the last few days because I realized that this was all connected to Elvis. And in fact, I even got Derek. I mentioned this to Derek. I got Derek and told him about the Elvis connection, and then he started looking into it, and he found some wild stuff about how this is all connected to Elvis. It's absolutely insane what Derek found. And then, you know who Gordie Howe is?
Yeah.
So he was the original record holder.
Oh, right. And when
That Gretzky broke. Gretzky broke his record, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when Gordie Howe broke the record, he broke the record at 801 goals. Okay, like Elvis was born on 8/1, right? Well, what's absolutely crazy about that is if you go from Elvis's death on 8/16/77 to when Gordie Howe broke the record, it was the 801 composite days, and he broke the record that day with 801, man.
Wow.
And
Wow.
again, that's Elvis's birthday is 801 if you write it internationally.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So
Well,
and yeah, and then Derek found a bunch of other stuff to add on to that. And then somehow it led me to this pyramid thing, which I had already been looking into weeks ago with King Khufu and also with Archaics. I sent you the video, but if you watch that, like he literally lays out the timeline of the actual years and how the king's chamber or the whole chamber in the inside of the pyramid is coded to give you a timeline. It basically is circle. It's coming full circle. And again, I was just showing this in, I think, when you got in here, but yeah, I just found out, I just found that this is all connected to this like pyramid now. So now I'm going down this rabbit hole of this pyramid, like the
yeah.
inside of the pyramid. And I
Yeah.
still don't
That's so
understand.
interesting.
I still don't understand Archaic's research because it's actually really complicated to understand. I was telling people that, like, his stuff's not easy to understand because it's like high. He's super smart, man, this guy. But like, it was easy enough for me to understand like the measurements and how it correlated with the events in our timeline.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, if you, I sent you the video on the Discord. You can watch it whenever you have time. But like, I just think that there's something to this, and I haven't been able to quite like go far enough into it to like say, yeah, this is it. But like, I know that there's something with Elvis and this pyramid now because it all connects back to this king thing.
Yeah.
And Ovechkin, you know, they call him Alexander the Great, which kind of reminds you of the ruler, like a king, right? So
Yeah.
I just think that this whole thing was connected to this Elvis King thing, and so now I have to go back and tell Jurassic this. So, but yeah, so many different channels I'm trying to connect now. It's crazy.
No, that's a good thing. I think that's like what you're doing is like what we really should be doing because it's like it's we have like we all approach things different ways. We're looking at different things, but there's no way that all those things that we're looking at isn't all connected. And it's like I think it's good to like find the bridge between all our work, you know, like our separate focuses.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like there's no way that all these things don't lead to a connection. Not that we'll ever come to a complete, because in this lifetime we'll never figure it all out, of course, but like at least we'll be able to like connect dots that will be like, ah, well, this is an epiphany, right? Like, and if
Yeah.
Archaics is right, I mean, if 2046 is really the end of the timeline, which that pyramid leads us to perfectly. And the thing is, he found this out that the pyramid leads to, the measurements in the pyramid lead to 2046 after he had already found out on his own through his own chronology, through a different method. So the fact that it lines up perfectly is crazy. And the reason that Elvis's name equals 1656, which is like the first measurement to the king's chamber, that to me did not seem to be a coincidence because when I
Yeah.
typed in Elvis Aaron Presley, I had just watched that video about that. And I was like, wait, didn't he just talk about 1656?
Well,
And then I realized that the measurement was from the bottom to the king's chamber. And I was like, wait, Elvis was the king. And then I realized that 1656 is split in between 666 and 990. And again, those are the gematria of Elvis Aaron Presley, 99 and 216, which is 6 times 6 times 6.
wow.
And then the guy who built the pyramid, Khufu, equals Elvis in all ciphers.
Dude, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like,
And then Elvis died in Memphis, which is where they have the replica of the pyramid itself. The
wait,
replica pyramid.
didn't didn't Memphis used to be called Egypt or something like that?
Yeah, something like there's some people in the chat were telling me something about it. I didn't catch it, but there's something with the and Elvis had a song I think called something Egypt also.
Yeah, and then also think about how like I was also connected to like the eclipses, and then the the two eclipses crossed over Little Egypt. Um,
Oh right, yeah. I remember that now.
yeah,
That was a year ago now. Like we're
hmm
1 year anniversary.
yeah, I went by. Um, my phone might die soon, but I wanted to end with one little quick thing that I didn't get to add it into the video, but it it just it totally adds on to all that stuff with the the capstone, and the 105. So, so you know how he tied Wayne Gretzky, right? And Wayne Gretzky is who was number 99,
Yeah.
right? So you know, thanks, bro. Thanks. Jupiter equals 99, right?
Yeah.
So I learned this from Casey. So Jupiter's exaltation degree, because you know how the planets they have an exaltation degree. Jupiter's exaltation degree is that 105th degree.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember Casey telling me that too.
So that's like double coded too, because it's like you have Gretzky, yeah, like what I just said, like number 99, Jupiter equals 99. Jupiter's exalted at the 105th degree, and then they tied like that with that perfect timing.
Huh.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man.
I was just gonna check to see how many days that was after the Saturn Jupiter
Yeah,
conjunction.
yeah, and then also Ovechkin,
Oh my
his
Oh, look at that, man.
oh wow.
4 years, 105 days after the Jupiter conjunction. Oh, can you see that?
It's kind of I saw it at first, but it's like
Can you see it now?
5115. That with the 5115, that one looks really interesting too. I gotta remember what that is.
No, but you know what this is too, right, man? That
The
1566, that's the year
oh
King James was born.
oh
Did
oh
that
wow.
1566?
I didn't
Remember,
I didn't even catch that.
Kobe Bryant played 1566 games. That's what that 7154 always talks about with the Golden Gate Bridge and Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant played 1566 games, and that was the year that King James was born. So this not only
so
has
that
your
goes back to the
105,
king. That goes back to the king thing too.
right? Exactly. And so this goes back to your 105 with Jupiter, right? And Jupiter's the king of the gods, man.
Oh my God, yeah, that's right, that's right. And so, and another thing I was thinking about was like, with Jupiter being the stripe planet, and then like the stripes, like Jesus's stripe. So then you have like Wayne Gretzky, he played for the Oilers and the Kings, so he was like the anointed king, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. That I think you made that point before, but like that, or did you make that point? But I think you said
I
something.
think I dropped it. I think I dropped it in the comments, just like when on your live, real quick. But I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot if I mentioned it to you. But I guess like the last thing I'll say. So
All right, man.
regarding that, this is another date that Casey has been really anticipating for a while, and he's probably told you about it too. But on August
12.
12th. Yeah, so Venus, Jupiter, and Sirius are going to be in conjunction at that degree, the 105th degree, where the middle of Cancer is. So Venus, Sirius, and Jupiter at Jupiter's exaltation degree. So he's been really like, yeah. I didn't find too much durations with it. But
Did you see
maybe I have to look
this?
more into it. But 1696. Wait,
From the Jupiter Saturn conjunction to that day is
I did not see that.
that's almost like your number you found before.
I think you which one? Oh, wait. Oh, you're right.
It's
I know what you're
almost
talking
like
about.
the what was the what did you find that equaled like 1691 or whatever? It's,
that was earthquake. Earthquake
oh,
equals.
that's right.
It's crazy, dude. So that's a trip because I was exactly 1696 weeks old the day of the 4/8 eclipse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was crazy too that day because that was the day of the March Madness finals, and March Madness equals 1696.
Huh.
So I was tripping out about that too. I think that might have been one of the first like when the synchronicities like really started to kick in, like because yeah, like I didn't really start catching on to it until like the middle of last year, but I think that was like one of the first really big ones.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so I'm thinking about that date a lot. I'm really looking at, I just haven't found too many durations with it, but I think maybe maybe this stuff is pointing to that date. I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like when he told me about that originally, it struck immediately because it's the 128 code. I mean, and that's something they've been really talking about. Oh, I guess we lost Sean. Sean, is that? Guess we lost him.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
You just went black for
Sorry.
a minute.
Okay. But that would also make sense as to why, because remember how we talked about the connections with Venus with the tie as well. Like the capitals became 49, 18, and 9. 49 is a magic square of Venus, 7x7 grid, and Venus equals 18. 9 represents the rose. Ovechkin blew a kiss when he tied the record. So I'm seeing elements of like all that. Like there's a Venus thing, and then all that stuff pointing to the 105th degree with the bridge. And I didn't really look into any serious stuff yet, except that one picture I showed you with him and the dogs. But yeah, my phone's about to die right now. But yeah, thank you for letting me come on for a little bit, and I'll talk to you soon. And thanks for everyone for listening to me. I'll talk to you guys all soon as well. And just remember AJ and Rambo tomorrow. It's gonna be sick.
Yep, definitely gonna catch that for sure. Well, I don't know. Will I even be able to be awake? We'll see if I can be awake at that time, but I'll definitely catch it.
Okay, hold on. I have to read this. Casey just sent me before. Okay, if you want to check, I think from 9/11 to that conjunction is 1248 weeks. Like Tower is 1248. If you want to, I think. Sorry, I think that's what he texted me right now.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, and Tower is yeah. Wow.
It's also 287 months, and that's a huge number with the Francis Bacon stuff.
Oh, that's right, and Saturn too, because it's 7 times 41, and Saturn's 741.
Yeah, that's crazy. That 287 and that I know the tower equals 1248, so that's definitely something to look for because that'll also be 1 year after the Olympics ended.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes I think they do things like a year ahead of time. So like this.
Yes, sir. Continue.
So like I think sometimes things happen like a year before we plan them because like the last year Cody Rhodes won the championship in Philly, and now a year later we're having these market crashes. I really think that's like a code. So I'm just wondering with the Olympics ending a year before that, then maybe something with the connection with that. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And remember, the Olympics is dedicated to Zeus or Jupiter, right? So
yeah, that is true. And also last year, I think last year on August 12th, that was another Venus pentagram point. So that might be like corroborate that 1 year theory that you might be talking about. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, look at where, and it's so beautiful outside. Look at this is like my office is this tall building right here.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
I've never worked in a tall building like that, so it's pretty
man,
cool.
just be happy you have some sun, man. Like here it's been cloudy every day.
Sorry, I didn't mean to rub it in. Wait.
But that's just how it is in California a lot, right? Get more sun than most. So
yeah, it just started getting really nice because it was still like the weather's like on and off, but like I think it just started getting like consistently nice. So, but yeah. I'll let you go, man.
All right, man. Thanks
All
for
right,
coming
bye.
in, and enjoy the rest of your day, man.
Thanks, man. You guys too, or have a good night.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
All right, talk to you guys soon.
See ya. All right. Let's see. All right, so we have some people in the chat talking like we're trying to make predictions. We aren't trying to make any predictions. We're not talking about predictions of anything. We're just talking about numbers. So I don't know what you guys want us to do. We're just having fun here. We're just hanging out. We're not making any conclusions here. Because I know someone in the chat says, Mike D. I don't know who these two guys are at in the chat conversing, but again, much love to you both. Yeah, Robert says maybe this, maybe that. I mean, oh brother. Yeah, Robert. I mean, we're not this. The main part of this decode is over. If you want to see real connections, go to the beginning of the decode and see how Cody Rhodes, the Freemason, is connected to Freemasonry. That's a conclusion, but there was no conclusions at the end of this video. So that's just to clarify. We're just hanging out here. And what Sean's just showed about the arch is so obvious too. Mike D. Garo is a good dude and figured out all this on his own. Okay, we're talking about Garo. Okay. Anyway, guys, this stream has gone a little bit past its prime, so let's wrap this up. We made some good conclusions in this video, both me and Widow's son. So thanks to him for being on, and make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. Also, go subscribe to Ball Don't Lie. Tomorrow night, Rambo will be on his stream. And don't forget to support the other people in the community. And with that being said, have a great night out there, everyone. And we'll be back in a few days, probably not tomorrow, but probably in a few days with another video. So much love. God bless. And we'll see you.